Well, the Biden border crisis breaking yet another record. More than 250,000 illegals arrested last month. It's the single highest month on record, and there's no sign of it slowing down. Let's bring in President of the National Border Patrol Council, Brandon Judd. Brandon, good to have you back, my friend. You know, 251,000 plus. And they always said, oh, in the winter it'll slow down. But they broke another record, didn't they?
Well, let's put that in perspective. When you look at a typical year, December is our lowest month for apprehensions, yet we just set an all-time record in the month of December. January generally tends to be slow, and if you look at when the January numbers come out, it's going to be our second highest January on record. This is insane what we're seeing today. Everything that's happening, we're breaking records month over month, year over year. We're even breaking records minute over minute. This is crazy what's going on, and it puts the American people in danger. And that's what's so frustrating about this administration, that they clearly do not care about the people that they're supposed to be serving.
All right, Brandon, put this in perspective for the folks here. Okay, so the 251,000 border encounters, which means those are the ones that are stopped. Those are the ones who we have a talking to. How many didn't get stopped? How many got through without an encounter?
In the month of December, a minimum of 73,000 people were able to evade apprehension, or what we call gotaways. That's what we know of, but of course, we don't know of all of the people that get away. We can't detect every single person that crosses the border illegally because we just don't have the manpower out in the field to do that. If we had the manpower, we'd have it much better. But we know that there was a minimum of 73,000 people that were able to evade apprehension, and that's on top of the 200,000 people that they released into the United States that we were able to apprehend.
Now, the reason why I'm bringing this in is because you and I have talked about this before. It's just what we catch and what we know, drugs, people, trafficking, it's just a fraction of the actual numbers that are coming across. My concern is with 251,000 caught, 70-something gotaways, there were at least 17 people on the terror watch list. 17 in the month of December alone on the terror watch list caught, which means is there 10, 15, 20 who are not getting caught or getting away and getting into the United States? Can you imagine the risks we are opening up the American people to just because of our southern border being the way it is?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, perspective is what's very important. If we have a year where we apprehend 6 people on the terrorist watch list, that's for the whole year. That's a large number. Yet we apprehended 17 people. And let's be clear what an apprehension is. That's an arrest. When we take somebody into custody, but they want to water it down. They want to call it encounters now. They watered it down and called it apprehensions. Now they've watered it down even more and they call it encounters. These people were arresting these people for violating our laws. And 17 of those people last month were on the terrorist watch list. Again, very scary for the American people.
And Brandon, you and I talked about this in the past. I just wanted folks to know about this because we talked late last week, and maybe different people are watching tonight. I've been to borders. I've been to the crossings, and I see, you know, the line of people getting through. Who knows how many are getting through there? That shouldn't be. But I'm talking about that every single border crossing has a train that goes from Mexico to the United States. And I'm telling you, Brandon, explain to the people. It sometimes goes 3-5 miles an hour, and you can see people hanging off the boxcars of the train, just loaded with people. It's almost like they're taking the train from Mexico to America, and no one's stopping them. And that scares the heck out of me.
Yeah, it's absolutely monstrous what we're currently seeing. It's this administration's policies that are encouraging these people to put themselves in the hands of these very dangerous criminal cartels that really don't care about human life. They don't care if people fall off that train. They don't care if people get sucked under into rivers. They don't care if people die when they're in our inhospitable deserts. They don't care about these people. And the Mexican government clearly doesn't care either. They want this to happen. They understand that billions of dollars is being made off of illegal border crossings. They know that the drug trade is bringing in billions of dollars, and all of this money is going into their economy. There is no reason for them to want this to stop because of the financial windfall that happens for them.
I got a quick soundbite I want you to hear and quick reaction to it. Mayor Eric Adams having maybe second thoughts about his open door policy for illegals. Take a listen.
This should not happen to any city in America. This is a national problem, and our national government, Congress and the White House, must do a long-term, comprehensive immigration policy, but the White House must deal with the immediate emergency we have now.
Mr. Sanctuary City Open Border, Eric Adams, is getting a little bit of cold feet, perhaps, Brandon.
Well, and I'm grateful that he's saying this because the mainstream media then has to cover it, and so more people understand what's going on. But you're absolutely correct. This is somebody that had open border policies. He open door policies. He wanted people to come. Now that he's understanding how much it's costing his taxpayers there in New York City, he wants it to end. But when you look at this, he's constantly talking about comprehensive immigration reform. We don't need that. We need policies. We need operations. We need programs. And the White House has the authority to implement those operations, policies, and programs. We know that Congress is not going to act. We know that Republicans and Democrats are not going to come together on immigration reform. So then you have to look at the executive authority, the executive power, and they can do it. They could do it tomorrow if they wanted to. They just don't want to because it goes against their base constituency and what they want, which is open borders.
Yep. Don't forget, folks, $80 billion new dollars for the IRS, but no new money for the border. It's insane what they're doing to us. Brandon, Judd, always good having you. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you. Thank you.